Hello everyone, I am Kelly Hyde. I am a 20-year freelance makeup artist and recently became a Seint Beauty artist. I'm here today to talk to you about a few different ways that you can use Seint makeup to achieve all of your brow goals. So let's get into it. If you could please subscribe to my channel, I would very much appreciate it. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you how I use contour to do my brows. So I'm using the shade Shadow and I'm using our liner brush. I combed through my brows just quickly to get them headed all in the direction that I want them to be. And then I just very lightly dip in with that very precise brush into my contour. And I just use small tiny strokes to create individual hairs to fill in any of the areas that I feel like need a little more fullness or that I'm missing some hair. And then I do it again on this other side. And when I'm finished, I just take the spoolie end of that brush and run it back through, and that just helps kind of blend it all in very nicely together. And I feel like it helps it make a little bit more natural looking. So one of the ways that you can use Seint to do your brows is simply with a shadow. Today I'm going to be using Cafe. One of our really popular shadow colors for brows is Oak. Oak is great for blondes, people with really light hair. I can even use Oak, but today I'm using Cafe, mostly because I can't find my Oak shadow. So we're gonna just use Cafe. I've used Cafe before, it's fine. I'm also going to be using the Seint Brow Wax. I like my brows to look a little bit more laminated, a little bit more structured. So that's why I use the brow wax. If you have crazy wiry brows that you really want to keep in place, this is for you. So simply you can just wet it. I'm gonna use a little, spray myself in the face first. I'm gonna use just a little setting spray, and then I am using our liner brush, which has two ends, and I'm just gonna run this in there. And I'm just gonna brush up through my brows. You can see the shape it's giving me just in doing that. I'm obsessed with this brow wax. And some of you who have great brows, like just the brow wax alone, just to get the brows into the position you want them in and to hold them there would be enough. So there we have that. And now I'm going to use this end of my brush and my Cafe, and I'm going to just wet my brush again. And you see how small that is. You need something that small. This brush is really made for that. And then I'm gonna dip in, not too much. And I'm going to start right here. I feel like when I use the shadow, it gives a much softer looking brow. Plus it's great because, you know, it's shadow, so you can use it for eyeshadow, obviously. Just stating the obvious here. And I'm just gonna flick that up in there. And look, that looks so good. And I'm just gonna do the other side. And creating individual hairs. And I can feel it kind of pulling through that wax. And that's really nice because it's almost guiding it exactly where I want it to go. I always need a little extra here just to get my brows to match. And I'm gonna say this, I say this all the time. Your brows are sisters. They are not twins. They are never going to be exactly the same. You just need to make them look like they belong on the same face. If you are going to try to make them the exact same, you can plan on spending at least a half an hour on your brows. So that's it for me with the cafe. And I have a few more techniques to show you with brows. Okay, so the third and final way to do your brows with Seint is by creating a brow tint or tinted like brow gel. So what I do is I use the brow gel and I just spritz a little water in it like that. I take my spoolie, which I probably should have cleaned, that's okay. And I run it in there. And then I run my spoolie in my contour. My contour is Astoria. And I just kind of like roll that around, okay? And then I just go through my brows. So this is great for those of you that have like a decent amount of brows, but you just need them to have they just need a little love. You can just do this. Or if you like a more casual, not so defined and structured brow. And it just will give them a little bit of life, a little bit of tint. Like if you're blonde and you need a little, you have good brows, but you just need a little color to your brows, you can just do this. And you can kind of control how much or how little, obviously, that you use. So, nope, too aggressive right there. But yeah, that's how you do it. It's super easy and super simple. So I gave you 3 ways to use Seint for your brows, from structured and more defined brows to softer brows to just a brow tint. Seint has everything that you would need, all in one compact. That's the beauty.